Good morning, everybody. And just because we're muted, that doesn't mean we have our videos turned off. I just see half of us having our videos turned on. I don't, like always, irrespective of where you are, apart from the fact that you're in places where you can present yourself, that's okay, no problem. So I'm going to begin sharing my screen right off the bat, and do let me know if you're able to view my screen, and give me a show of thumbs up. Okay, just a minute. And I've begun sharing my screen. Can I see a show of hands if you're able to see my screen?
Yes, we can
Excellent.
see.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now, folks, as you all can see, we have today's webinar, which is on earning from your earning 100% cashback from almost all of your expenses. Okay. Before we begin, I need us to know that we have two sorts of audience in this group. One, who've already know about who Global Garner is. They've looked at various other verticals of Global Garner, and we are looking at how to optimize our previous investment that we did, simply because of the fact that there was a few challenges that we were facing, and we tended to. This didn't turn out to be as comfortable as we wanted to. There were a lot of restrictions. So how those things have changed and how we're going to improvise it is something that we're going to be looking at. Number one. The second set of audiences who have no idea who Global Garner is, and they'd like to explore in terms of how we can go about making 100% cashback. For the first batch of audience, where we are talking about, we were saying, hey, Sharath, you mentioned about we earning anywhere between 1000% cashback. For every 10,000, you would earn about 1 crore. Now, obviously, there were different cashback mechanisms and everything that was available. And therefore, because of those long durated times in terms of when those cashbacks are coming, there are a few changes that are made into the system. So for now, what we're going to be doing, I'm going to ask all of us to pretend that we don't know anything about the system just as yet. I'm going to briefly run through this entire thing, which was previously a 4.5-hour webinar across 2 different sessions. I'm going to try completing all of this within 75 minutes. Okay. Let's keep all of our questions to the very end, unlike the last time around, where we entertain questions during the presentation. I would want us to make sure that we keep all our questions towards the end. Document your questions, or you can use the chat box, and we'll take questions towards the end so that we at least complete the main agenda of our workshop, which is earning 100% cashback on almost all of our expenses. Okay. So with that, let's begin. Our agenda, as we said, here we are. Give me a minute. I'm also managing the permission settings out here. Okay. So one is the introduction to Global Garner, the past challenges that we were
Sharath,
facing.
sorry to disturb you.
Yes.
Acha, it's recording. Sorry, I thought it's not recording. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayur, for the presence of mind. Alrighty. Now, what are the solutions to the past challenges that we have? Lastly, optimizing your UPOS. For those of you who do not know UPOS is, ignore it. Not required at the moment, right? And a roadmap to earn 90 lakh rupees consistently. The reason I've put this 90 lakh consistently earning towards the very end is because some of you might have difference of opinion in terms of how this can be used. Therefore, I need to take this to a proper structure, and that's why that is kept to the very end. For those of you who are very time conscious and want to make sure that you only go about doing what is required, I will tell you when you can get in and when you can get off. Now, for everybody who do not know what Global Garner is, or for those of you who must have forgotten, here it is. Global Garner is India's first e-commerce company that is both online and offline, which means unlike a company like, let's say, Amazon, or unlike Myntra, you're not just having online purchases, you're also having offline purchases that you can go about doing. Why this is important, we will go about looking at it a little later towards the end of the webinar. But for now, let's understand that it's an e-commerce company that allows you to make offline and online purchases as well. Right? Next. It's a company that allows you to earn cashbacks of anywhere between 2 to 1,000%. That's 1,000%. So for every 10,000 rupees spent, you can get anywhere between 2% to 1,000% back, right? The algorithm of this cashback is protected not just in India, but across about 150 plus countries and counting. right? So this algorithm is protected. It's not something that is unique, or it's not something that's available with anybody like your credit card or loyalty program that you have with most of your other companies. So important thing is the algorithm is copyrighted across 150 plus countries. More. This company, as you can see, is first of all debt free. It's an Indian company and currently valued at 6,680 crores as per last valuation. And one of the investors is the Times of India Group. More importantly, this is a company which is a startup. In other words, it's been there in operation since 2019, but has had zero customer acquisition cost. So not only is it profitable, it has got no debt whatsoever. Now, this is very important because if you're looking at most of the startup companies and you're saying, Sharath, hey, you know what, you're talking about a long-term cashback model and things of that sort. You're looking at changing my purchasing habit, spending habit. What if this company doesn't exist? What is important here is there is zero customer acquisition cost. All customers are acquired through a structure which is profitable for the company and the people who are promoting the application as well. So more on that a little later, but any questions here? Great. So let's move on to the next slide. Now we are talking about the past challenges. Here I'm going to request the participation of all our previous members who've taken new pauses or been users on the platform. Can you walk me through shout out a few challenges that you all are having when you all were using the application previously? Although it looks so exciting and nothing much has changed from the offers. So I'd like to know what are the challenges we were facing quickly.
Very user unfriendly interface, at least from my perspective.
Okay, thank you, KK. Anybody else? So when you're saying user it was unfriendly, is what because of the interface? It was because of the navigation through the platform. What was it like?
Navigation, and it was not app based. You had to go into the system, and then you have to do that, and it was
Right.
cumbersome.
Got it. Anything else? Right. Anything else?
Sharath, we had to change our settings from the buyer to user. That was one. The second part was the BESCOM and those kind of things suddenly disappeared out of their portal.
Okay. I'm not sure whether to acknowledge that or not to acknowledge it, but point well taken. What else?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Don't we think that the cashback was too lengthy a process? It was too, I mean, while it was nice to earn 1 crore for every 10,000 rupees spent, but it was not that, you're getting this 1 crore anytime soon. This took way too long to get. Was that a challenge? Instructions. How many of you who got the UPOSes have gone about updating the old app? Right? Now, why I asked that question is something that we're going to be looking at a little later. But see, folks, I know user behavior is a very, very big challenge, right? A good majority of watch Shark Tank, and one of the criteria is there a learning curve? Now, please look at your applications or look at this particular opportunity in terms of how you can maximize your spending, or in other words, if you like to consider this as an earning, whichever rows your boat. But what is important is we can either choose to be convenient and ignore everything else that is happening, or take that little bit of extra effort. Now, let me ask you a question. Forget Global Garner. Let's say if I tell you that Shobita and I, through our expenses, make cashbacks. I'm not talking loyalty point. I'm talking cashback of anywhere between 28,000 to 36,000 rupees per year on our spends. What do you? I mean, does that even generate any kind of curiosity? For some of us, 38,000 might be pocket change. For some of us, hey, you know what? If I'm spending on and if I'm getting money on that, why not? Right? Now, for this 38,000 or 28,000, 36,000, whatever the story is, what's the kind of work that I've gone about putting in? So let me share with you something that we do. And some of you have already seen this when you all got onboarded while you're working with us. What is important is the amount of time and effort that we need to go about putting one time so that you optimize your spends. Give me a second here, guys. Is everybody able to see this card benefit sheets where I'm talking about a current expenses breakup? Which card? Is everybody able to see? If you are, please.
No, we are challenge
No.
one slide.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Okay, that is surprising. Give me a second. Let me stop sharing and reshare again. I'll share the screen now. How about now? You should see a spreadsheet with loyalty points and card benefits.
Yes, it's on.
Okay, thank you very much. So folks, as you can see here, we've broken down all the cards that we have. What are the benefits of each of these cards and which spending can go on which card? Do you see that? Now, was this a 1 minute job, 5 minute job? Absolutely not. It took me at least 3 to 4 hours on 4 different instances, reaching out to the customer care, reaching out to the relationship manager, looking at the benefits and all of that. And finally, we ended up, having this table or this grid created. This one allows me to know for which spend, which particular card I'm going to be using. Now, for the kind of, some of you know exactly how much what's the kind of money that I made. Was this worth the while? When you look at it as a one-time activity, it's just painful. I could go about sourcing at least 2 more families. But given the fact that this one-time exercise is going to help me save on money every single month, why not? How many of us know this guy called Sharan Hegde, the guy who runs the brand Finance with Sharan? Anybody?
The guy who has flooded YouTube.
Okay, so let's say he's educating folks, right? Well, let's give credit where it's due. Now, there is one video of this guy where it's an hour and a half where he's talking about how to go about using various credit cards. And if you see the jugglery that he's got to use in terms of how you can go about getting free stays, free 5-star stays, and all these luxury spends, it's crazy kind of math that has gone about, the kind of prep work that has gone into making this happen. But still, that video has got upwards of 10 lakh views. 10 lakh views, which means one, either we're interested in just consuming content and not putting in the work, or one, we could put in the work and make sure that this is an earning or saving for you for life. Now, if it's 1 or 2 or 5% cashback, I can still understand. But we are talking here about a minimum 100% cashback. And therefore, when you have things of this sort, we have to evaluate whether you want to go about using the convenient route or you want to go about the earnings route. We all go about saying that, hey, let's make our monies work, and monies will not come instantly. Those are things that will come one time, like you have a cashback for referring Ola or for referring Amazon, or one kind of referral link and one time done activity. But if you're looking at making this work consistently, you need to put in the time and effort. So now, with that said, I'm getting back to our presentation. Is everybody able to see the presentation? Challenges that we currently had were these. I've grouped the entire challenges that we had with UPOS or with Global Garner previously under these. Poor interface, limited choices. When I say limited choices, what were these? I had to go about making expenses only on the options that are listed on Global Garner's platform. So if I was making a purchase, let's say with Blinkit, and it was not available on Global Garner, it was getting a problem, right? If I had, let's say, my life insurance with LIC, and LIC as a service provider is not listed, I lose out that benefit. So while the requirement was to make a 10,000 spend for each UPV, bulk of my expenses were not listed on the Global Garner platform. So I'm going to be showing you what's the outcome for that. And then we have cumbersome process, which means everything pertaining to tagging of your UPVs, making sure that a certain amount of, which UPV is tagged under which number, just getting too time consuming and getting irritating and frustrating, quite frankly, right? So solutions to all of them are in these following slides. Number one, the poor interface. So now what I'm going to be doing is I am going to begin sharing my screen from another phone, which is my app. Okay. And when I do that, I'd like you all to help me understand if you all are able to see this or not. All right. Just a second. While I'm still figuring my way out here, would you want, is there any questions folks you'll have? Or anything else that you'd like to add to what's already been discussed? Okay. So Vishal, it is just like any other app. Log in, navigate a little, and then when we click on a few things, you will get to see what this is, right? Unfortunately, it is not intuitive enough. I'll take that 100%. The app is not 100% intuitive. However, it is something that we need to invest a little time in terms of reading through. It's not going to be available, or it's not going to be intuitive at first glance. So Now, is the app visible to you, all of you on the screen right now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sharath.
So folks, this is not the UPOS app. This is the user app, which means when you log into the app for the very, very first time, this is how, after putting in a name and all those basic KYC details, this is how you will get to the app. Okay. As you can see, there are a few modules out here. Let me quickly walk you through the different modules. First of all, there is rewards and refer and earn. Let's not look at that at this point in time. Okay. Let's look at for everybody who is saying, Sharath, we've not got to cashbacks, we've not got to earnings and things of that sort. I'm going to go to the rewards section. And under rewards, you will see that I have the different cashback mechanisms here, right? I'll not touch upon that just as yet. But what is important, you scroll right on top, you will see that there is GG coins, top right corner, vouchers, cashbacks, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to click on this. And as you can see, for all the expenses that I've done so far, GG money, the third grid onto the right, you should see a withdraw yellow tab. Do you see that? If yes, you will see the number is 7,104.
Yes, Sharath.
Thank you. So the number there is 7,104. That's cash back as in literal INR currency. It's not a loyalty point. Okay. GG coins, we will not talk about that right now because it's far beyond the scope of our discussion today. But in terms of for all of you who said that, Sharath, we've not got to this stage, at least for the little number of UPs that you generated, your cashback will show up over here. For which you will have to. Thank you very much, Mayur. That was quite a contribution. So for all of us who said, no, Sharath, we've not seen cashback yet, it's just that we've not purchased. If you do not know how, we will talk more about that a little later, Mayur, especially in your case. And now that you are in a situation, we have all the time to explore. So we'll talk about that in just a bit. Right? As you can see, I also got modules in terms of my total cashback, my vendor referrals. These are all the kind of other referrals. And I've got currently 140 users referred so far. So all of you on this call, directly or indirectly, you all have either logged in or you will eventually log in over here. I will be showing you the reason why this data is important is we are going to be covering towards the end where we are talking about the 90 lakh earning roadmap. So for now, just remember this data, which means everything is captured. It's not some Ponzi scheme or something of that sort. These are all hardcore data numbers that are showing up. All good so far? Now, we also spoke about the fact that, hey, you know what, Sharath, there were so many of these options that were not showing up and it was getting too confusing in terms of looking at whether these offers are available, not available. So here is the application in terms of all your gift cards. Some of you don't realize how bad the UI was previously. And now if you look at it, I just need to search any service provider on the app, and that will tell me whether this app is, whether the service provider is available or not. I'm saying this because in the last build, this was not available. So KK, you mentioned, oh, sorry, I think Funny, you mentioned there was no Amazon. That's my Amazon gifting voucher. I click on this. What does it tell me? Under Rapid FIFO. So Rapid FIFO is the cashback that we need to look at. We will talk about that in a little bit. These are all my cashbacks that I get. So it doesn't qualify. Here, it tells me all the different list of cashbacks that I am entitled for. You can see there is circle. There is the Rapid FIFO. What does it say? No need for waiting for getting a cashback, whatever, right? Now, let's say I don't want all of this circus. I don't want to go about getting UPVs. I don't need any limitation. You just take a look at the instant cashback, which means on any of these gift vouchers that I'm spending on, I get an instant cashback, and the cashback is mentioned here, which is 2 to 10%, again, depending on my purchase. Now, unlike our other applications, please take the time out to read what this cashback is and how will I go about getting my 2% or my 10%. All clear? Previously, this font size was so minute that I had to use a microscope to read the terms and condition. Now it is not. Right? So everything that I'm doing is very clearly available. For those of you who are still navigating through your app, please stop. Please stop using your phones. Please pay attention right now, because then you'll know how to navigate through the phone. Right? Now, anybody else? Do you all want to give me any other vendor? Any constant particular expense head that you'll, or particular brand that you'll spend on a month-on-month basis or on a more consistent basis? Any name?
Blinkit.
Blinkit is not available, Vishal. But instead of Blinkit,
Zepto.
now Big Basket also delivers within 10 minutes. And sometimes their offers are much better than Blinkit. I know because we've got a mechanism to take a look.
What about Zepto?
Zepto, unfortunately, it's not. We have Blinkit and Zepto is the ones that we were commonly using. Now I've been using a lot of Big Basket. Delivers the same features for me.
Okay.
DMart.
DMart is not available. So all the applications that I'm saying it's not available, there's a roundabout way of doing this, which we will talk in just a bit. Anybody ordering food on Swiggy and Zomato?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Here we have Swiggy. What does it take? I will get a minimum 2 to 10% cashback, which means for everything that you are spending on whatever these listed brands are there, you will get a minimum 2% cashback if you're going through the instant cashback mechanism. But if you're going through the rapid FIFO, we will see how we can go about making our 100%. All good? Anybody else? Any travel buffs? Gunjan?
Go Ibibo. Make my trip.
Make my trip, Ibibo.
And Amazon, if possible.
Bookings.com.
That's make my trip for you. You get a 4% instant cashback.
Mm.
Anybody shopping on Myntra?
Yeah.
Was that Madhu?
Yes.
See, I recognize by the spending patterns as well. That's Myntra for you as well.
This
What
is
about
Anybody
Amazon?
else?
Sharath?
I just showed, right? Amazon is available.
Okay.
So good news for us is there's small things. The entire thing is alphabetically organized. Right? You all have to go about buying medicines for your parents. You have Apollo. You have what else? Let's see some of the common ones. Barbecue Nation, your Baskin Robbins, all of these. There's Bata, there's Big Basket, and go on through this list. There is no way that across a year, for at least the families that I know of, and I know your spending patterns, that you will not be able to spend at least 2,40,000 rupees through all these spends. And now, even if it is not, I will still show you how we can meet the minimum threshold of 2,40,000. Now, any questions on the app so far? For all of us who are saying that the app was not intuitive, it was not very user-friendly, at least now does it look like a refined version? It's not perfect. It's not perfect, I agree. But it's far better off, at least from the previous version. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, as you can see, all of these cashbacks are broken down in different modules, right? So some of them we have as offers. Now, I need you to know, if you look at the offer zone, while you might get good offers there, you need to read. See, it says no UPV or cashbacks are available on these brands. Please read through all the pop-ups that come up, and it's intentionally done that way. While you can buy digital gold, there is nothing available. You don't get cashback at all, where you get GG coins. The good news is you can buy digital gold for as low as $1, but you don't get any cashback. You don't get any other spend. Sorry, you don't get any other benefit by buying the digital gold, except for the fact that you can make fractional purchases. Okay. For those of you who buy jewelry, whether it's through Malabar, whether it's through Kalyan Jewellers, whether it's through Titan, whoever it is, you have got purchases, and all of this can give you cashbacks of anywhere between 3 to 5%. Let's actually validate that, right? Any brand favorites for gold jewelry?
Tanishq.
Okay. Here we have. Okay. We will not have. So we have a Titan brand here, but we don't have the Tanishq, unfortunately. But we can do Malabar. There's Malabar Gold. We can do Kalyan Jewellers. There's Kalyan Jewellers. There's Joy Alucas. I think these are also pretty large brands. Good. So point is, we have so many other alternatives, and something else that we need to remember. Last time around when we were trying to do this, some of these coupons would be in the physical form, and therefore the delivery and all of that would take too long for us to go about redeeming these vouchers. Now, all of these, wherever you see this e-gift card, you see right on top, there's a there's a flash-like sign just above the name of the brand. You will see that there is e-gift cards. When it's e-gift card, it simply means that can be all be redeemed online instantly. All right. So now that we've got this piece taken care of, give me a quick minute here. Okay. Now, I'd like to show you all a couple of other things that are important. You can also get your labs, your full body checkup, all these kind of diagnostic tests can happen here. Right? We've got, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 5 different players. Vendors, we will talk about this later. It's not a good time right now. We will talk more about this a little later, okay? You all should be able to see my screen now.
Not yet, Sharad.
No.
Yeah.
Is the PPT
Yeah, it has
available?
come up now. Yeah, it has come up now.
So we've cleared the poor interface. Next, now what we're going to be looking at the limited choices. I've already covered the limited choices, but now for all the brands that we said this is not available for. Okay, obviously, how many of you would, how many parents in the house paying school fees of at least 1 lakh and above? You can put it, you can either show a raise of hands or you can put that in the chat box. Now, obviously, you have not got any form of cashback on this just as yet, have you? So I'm talking about getting cashback on your utility bills, on your school fees, on your travel, on everything else that is not being shown on the Global Garner as a listed brand. So how we're going to do this is this choice of prepaid cards. We will talk about the prepaid cards in just a bit after we've covered the cumbersome process in terms of tagging. So the solution for that was the rapid FIFO. We remember there were 4 forms of cashback that Global Garner came about with. Now, the most recent one is the rapid FIFO. This one is a very unique contribution, and this is the brainchild of some of you already know this person, Vineet Vinesh Ambat. He's already on this call. He will go about sharing his screen in just a bit. But at the moment, what you'd like to know that this is something that is developed over the last 8 months. It was in beta testing for quite a while, and now it's fully functioning. Right? So we'll talk about that in just a bit. But for now, let's understand what rapid FIFO is and why we are choosing the rapid FIFO. Rapid FIFO, as you remember, or rather the challenges that we had previously, you had to go about doing manual tagging. In rapid FIFO, for every 10,000 rupees spent that you get 1 UPV. UPV stands for user purchase value. It's a currency that Global Garner has this entire loyalty program based on. Let's not get into technicalities. Simple. 10,000, 1 UPV. Or in other words, if you like the credit card point system, 10,000 rupees spent, you get 1 loyalty point or 1 reward point. Consider it that way. Okay. What is the value of each of these UPVs? For each of the UPV that you generate, you are entitled to get 10,000 rupees back. Why? Because you get 100% cashback. So that is why rapid FIFO. In the point being here is that you do not have to undergo any kind of manual tagging. All you need to do is ensure that you do a minimum spend of 20,000 rupees per month or 10,000 rupees every 15 days. So the first 15 days, 1 UPV, next 15 days, another UPV. Keeping things very simple, 20,000 rupees spent every single month. Now, if some of you are saying, hey, you know what, Sharath, I don't think I will go about spending 20,000 on all the listed applications out here. No problem. You're doing one large spend, jewelry, travel, school fees, whatever it is. Make that one big spend and your quota will be taken care of for the next following months. For example, if I have to spend 1 lakh rupees, like what I've gone about doing, I loaded my card. I did a spend of 1 lakh. These 1 lakhs have given me 10 separate UPVs. On each of these UPVs, what has ended up happening is 2 UPVs have gotten released for this month. The next 2 UPVs will get released for the next month. So it's always a carry forward system that's going to be available with no expiry date on any of the UPVs. All clear so far? Guys, please share your videos. Yeah, I'm not able to. I hope you'll understand that, it's going to be difficult for you all to unmute and mute your lines. But if you'll just show raise of hands or whatever it is, it's going to be that much more easier. All right.
I have a doubt here. Like if you say that 20,000 per month, 1 lakh per month, like 5 UPVs, and the next month again 1 lakh.
Not 5 UPVs, so 10 UPVs.
10 UPV. Okay, fine.
Yes.
So the first month you'll get 1 UPV and the second month, second UPV.
First month you'll get 2
but
UPVs.
It is collected, right?
Every month, 2 UPVs get tagged automatically into the system.
Okay, but for every month, if I have done 10 UPVs, so let's get it like 20 we have UPVs. So every
Yes.
month 2. So it will come around
Yes.
10 months, or the
That's
first
correct.
or the first 5, or it will be the next month for the combined with the
Okay, I get where you're coming from. I'll make this very simple. Today, let's pretend was October 31st. Let's pretend. Okay. I did a spend of 1 lakh rupees. How many UPVs would I got? 10 UPVs.
10 UPVs.
How many UPVs am I allowed to tag to the system automatically for getting a cashback?
2.
2 per month. So for
Yeah.
the month of October, 2 will get released.
Yeah.
Now how many is left over? 8. 8
Hmm.
will get it will be waiting in the queue.
Okay, but
The
for the
minute
next
November,
November series,
November month, by the 1st, another UPV will get released. So
okay.
now I have 7 in the queue.
Hmm.
November 15th, another one will get released.
Okay. But in November 30th, if we have another 10 more,
That gets again in the queue later out to the existing
and
6.
after October UPVs are done, and the November UPVs will get created. Is that so?
That is correct. That is correct. So so if we now want to understand what is FIFO, first in, first out. Whichever UPV number comes in first, that one gets into the queue first,
Okay.
and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, our cashback of 100% is paid out in 3 installments. First installment will be at a payout of 5% of your pay, which is $500 for every 10,000. Second will be at 10%, which is going to be 1,000 rupees. And the last one is going to be 85%, which is 8,500. Therefore, marking a 10,000 rupee refund coming to you. Okay. Now, Sharat, how do I know what is my UPV and when will I get these numbers? Very simple. I'm going to again go about sharing my screen. And I see this is going to be slightly challenging, but it's important that we do this. So you all get an understanding of, and you know for a fact when this is going to be coming in or not. This is something that's going to be, there.
Yes.
Show of thumbs.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, if you see, let's go through our UPVs, right? I'm clicking on my reports. For all of you who downloaded the application, please make it a point that you set your cashback to a rapid FIFO. Change it and keep that as a standard as rapid FIFO. Where you can go about doing it is in the account settings, which I'll talk to you all about just then. Now, as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, all the UPV numbers are showing up over here as 4360, 379. Do you all see that? Yes? No?
Yes.
Show of thumbs? Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
as you can see here, these are it's showing the tag date, when it was and when did it enter the system to qualify for the cashback, right? Some of you would have heard me saying, okay, Global Garner started getting much better, and I dropped this message about a month and a half back. When I started looking at these new changes, that's when I started making these purchases once again. So as you can see here, the oldest UPV, which is done on the 1st of October at 3304. If I click on this, it tells me my first cashback of 500 will be given on. We don't have a date just as yet. But the easier way to calculate this is very simple. Take this UPV number, which is 3304, multiply it by 6. Okay? Multiply it by 6. That's when that UPV number is generated, that's when you will go about getting your $500 cashback. I am intentionally pausing for some of you to ask me the most obvious question. Come on. Anybody thinking why should we for so long? Huh?
Why
Sorry.
6?
It's an internal algorithm that they have designed into making sure that it's a win-win proposition. It's not something that you want to just give for acquiring users and after that take it away. Like if you know Access Atlas, or if you know see the Access Magnus credit card, they had some crazy amount of offers that they were giving about 2 years ago. Now all of those offers are trimmed down with a lot of limitations. But a system that works continuously is basis the mechanism. Why the number 6 is basis all their charges and everything that they charge, which if I have to explain, that will get into a too technical conversation, which we will, if we have to, we will talk about that one-on-one.
Sure.
Okay?
How do I get a date
Excellent.
from that number?
Sorry?
How do I get a date from that number? UPV number?
You don't get a date. You don't get a date, Amit, in this
Then
case.
I get what?
See, if you take instant cashback, that's where you get the date, because you're going to be getting it instantly. By a particular date, it will show. Here, it's depending on the number of UPVs that get generated. By the way, these numbers are not that you should spend. Right now, on Global Garner, there are upwards of 1 lakh users. Not all of them are active like some of us. But the ones that are active and they are generating whatever UPVs, that number gets, so please remember this unique number of 3304, there will not be another 3304 in the system. So tomorrow, if I make any other purchase, or let's say, Amit, in this case, you go about making an instant purchase right now, the next UPV number will be unique across the system. So there'll be no repeat of that. So every month, now, for example, let's say 100 users are using UPVs, we have 200 new UPVs generated. And this is how the different numbers will get added. Why I'm highlighting this is, if you see, 3304 was the date on 1st of October. By the 15th, we've added 480 odd UPVs. Do you see that, guys? That's in 15 days. In another 15 days, we've added about 600 UPVs. A little less than 600. As soon as now this turns out to be November 15, I will have another number coming up. So what is important here is the UPV number 3304 is going to earn me my first 5% cashback as soon as we complete 3304 into 6. My another 10% will come once that number is multiplied by 6. And finally, the 85% will come after that number multiplied by 6. So I don't want to get too confusing here. But the point is there is a method and there's a madness to the entire discussion that we're having. Now, I'd like to ask each of you, how many of you are very diligent in terms of looking at your loyalty points and withdrawing from your loyalty points on a timely basis before it expires? I'm not asking this question to those of you who've got loyalty points that don't expire. But the ones that expire, I know cards that have expiries. So I'd like to know how many of you will do that. See, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. This is just trying to understand user behavior.
I don't do that.
Thank you for being honest. Anybody else?
I don't do it at all, Sharad. Thank you.
Okay. So basically, we use hi-fi cards. We use the lounge benefit at max, or any kind of petrol benefits, or the air miles and things of that sort. Right? At max, you will never get beyond 10%. 10% is too high. Let's be very practical, 5%. And that too for a certain amount of spends being done. Is that correct? Okay. Now, looking at all the numbers, looking at all the stats, can you tell me how many of you actually think that you will get 100% cashback? Anybody doubting? Vishal, I see you wanting to share.
To be very honest with you, I need to go back in my life and understand the UPP and how to use Global Garner, because I did spend 1 lakh rupees on that. But then, as you just rightly said, the user interface was so bad. COVID hit. So I have to kind of like get the interest in back to start using the app again here.
Not a problem. So let's take it. I mean, take me on face value that you'll get your UPVs. Okay. There is a reason why. There is a reason why this is a debt-free company at 6,680 crore valuation. For some of us who are in the startup environment, you'll say, Sharath, we all know how the valuation game goes. Ignore the valuation. They are profitable. Vinesh, would you be able to tell me what was the last year's ITR that these guys filed? What was the revenues they clocked in? Would you know that number?
We were totally around 417 crore.
417 crores. Okay, thank you very much. So, folks, 417 crores, taxes being filed. ITR being filed. Okay, it's zero debt. You're not burning money to get customers. So, the reason I'm highlighting this is at least the cashback mechanism actually works. Now, for all of us who are looking at getting even 25% or 10% back, if this money comes back to you after a year and a half or 2, will that help? Does it sound, I mean, is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Come on, guys. We're talking
100%
about
okay.
money. We're not talking about about loyalty points. It's actual hard cash.
100% okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go with the understanding that we will not get this 100% back in the next 1 month, in the next 1 year, but it will probably come in the next 5 years. Is that a possibility? Is that good?
Yeah.
Today, whatever our age groups are, I'm 41, right? If I'm going to survive till about age 70 or 75, which means I have another 35 years of expenses. If I channelize this really well and optimize this smart, for the next 35 years, whatever I'm going to be spending on, if I get as much as I can, if I can get 100% cash back, is that good?
Yes.
All of you look at your income and expenses statement and see how much you're spending. That is your additional income that is going to be coming after 5 years, every month, consistently. Vinish, would you be in a position to share your screen and show us the thing that you're making, the refunds that you've made? Is there a possibility you can do that? What you'll have to do, Vinish, is you will have to log in through Zoom on your phone.
Okay.
No, Vinish, you will have to log in through your phone.
Okay, 1 second.
So while Vinish is doing that, folks, let us quickly get back to our PPT. Okay. Now, a couple of things that you have to remember with rapid FIFO. Okay. You can make a maximum spend of 2 lakh per month on your card. We'll talk about the prepaid card in a bit. You need to make a 20,000 spend every single month. There's no two ways about it. If you don't get qualified for that cashback incentive. That's all. Nothing else happens. Okay. In order to optimize your spend, in order to optimize your cashback, ensure you do a 20,000 rupees spend every single month.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
And very basic question, so please don't mind. So we go ahead and take the GG vouchers, and then
no GG vouchers. GG vouchers is out. Instead of GG vouchers, you have a prepaid card now.
Okay, so we basically taking I'm taking a lakh rupees from my bank, going and doing in a prepaid card. So that prepaid card sits with Global Garner, and then if I have to shop anything, I go through their website and shop. Is that correct?
No. So that is partly right. You have all the vendors that are showing up on the app.
Yeah.
For them, you got to go about redeeming vouchers. You got to purchase the vouchers from the app.
Okay.
So if I'm looking at let's say Make My Trip, if I'm looking at a Zomato, Swiggy, whatever that story is, I will be buying the e-vouchers from the app.
Okay.
Good so far?
From the card, I have already.
No. Card is different.
Okay.
For all the brands that I don't have my spends on, let's say my school fees for my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm paying 3 lakhs now. What do? I either make an account transfer, I use my credit card or my debit card. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, instead of that, there is a prepaid card called Global Garner's prepaid card. If you downloaded the most recent version, you will see that showing up right on the dashboard.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you have that, give me 1 quick minute. Now, when you have that, you buy this card, you are going to be paying a one-time charge of 499 rupees.
Okay.
The validity of this card is 5 years. It's not a lifelong validity, just like our regular debit cards and credit cards.
Okay.
There's a convenience fee of 6%.
Okay.
Now, before you all start, I'd like to highlight this and be very mindful about what the 6% is. For those of you who attended the webinar previously, 2.5 years back, you remember that there was a 5% fee that needs to be paid by vendors to Global Garner to make this a profitable model. The 6% is nothing but that convenience charge that is charged for the money that I load. So let's say this again. I have to pay 3,60,000 rupees worth expenses for my daughter's school fee. I don't get any cashback if I use my debit card, depending on my points, or I can go about using my credit card if my school allows me to go about paying this via credit card, which most of the time there is a surcharge fee. Okay. I can also use that card if when I swipe it on my credit card, depending on the cards that I use or the schools that I'm making the spend on, I could get loyalty points, which is subject to a maximum of 5%. Alternatively, now what do? I allocate 3,60,000 rupees to buy the Global Garner card. The challenge here is my maximum load per month that I can do is 2 lakhs per card. So let's say I done a 2 lakh purchase. I've loaded my card for 2 lakhs.
Yeah.
I will pay a 6% convenience fee. What is 6% on 2 lakhs? 12,000 rupees.
Yeah.
This convenience fee will be converted to petro points.
Okay.
So I will get a 10% cashback on my purchase of fuel, again through reloading of a card, which is called a petrol card. And that card can be used across any petrol bunk in the country. All clear so far? So while 6% is being debited as convenience fee, this 6% gets moved into something called a petro credit. How I can use the petro credit and all, there is a slight inconvenience there. Let's pretend none of this was available. Does it still make sense to pay 6% to get 100% back?
So now we have given, so for 500 bucks and 6% is gone, which is fine. Then how do we pay the school now?
Well, you use, so now the money will be showing up in your prepaid card, GG's prepaid card. You use that just like you would use any other debit card.
So we will get a physical card.
Yes, you will get a physical card.
Okay, got it.
Shobit has done all the kind of prep work, and this is my. Do you see that?
Okay.
I will show you my numbers and things of that sort. So you all saw that 1 lakh purchase.
So it is like a debit card, and
It is
but
a debit
you're
card.
getting a cashback on it.
Yes. So your merchant will be RuPay. The card will be the vendor will be Global Garner. Card will be just like a regular plastic card. It is not going to be your bank card anymore. That's all. There is no partnership with the bank.
Okay, got
If
it.
you all have heard this company called Pine Labs, it's in partnership with them.
Yes. All
It's
right,
like a
all good.
secured, it's a secured credit card, basically.
It's a secured means of transfer. The money cannot go anywhere else.
Yeah.
It will go one merchant to another merchant, and it will be showing up in your purchases. You all saw my history of this expense, right? I transferred 1 lakh. If not, I will again show that in a bit.
So
What's the limit you said? Sorry, Sharath. What's the limit you said?
2 lakh rupees per load, per month, per card.
So basically, 2 lakhs is the limit. We get the card, we load it up.
Per card per month. Yes.
Per card per month, we load it up, and we then go ahead and go about doing our normal purchases through this card.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
And leave the convenience fee and leave the startup fee. I'm okay with that.
One time. It's a one-time fee for 5 years.
Okay. And then how much cashback you get, or how much? What do you get back?
So, Vishal, the cashback doesn't change if you're in rapid FIFO, except for instant cashback. If you're on any form of cashback, the cashback is calculated as per the UPVs, which means for every 10,000 rupees spent, you get 1 UPV.
Acha, theek hai.
So the cashback percentage changes only, or is varied only when you take the instant cashback, which is not a good solution. I mean, I might as well put that on my credit cards.
Okay.
Because if there are certain spends, I know how to get a 2x, 3x, and 5x kind of reward points.
So in this case, in 1 month, we will get 20 UPVs.
Sorry?
In this case, I spend 2 lakh rupees on this card. I will get 20 UPVs, right?
Yes. And just like a little while back, Shruti was saying, it gets into a pipe, it gets into a queue.
Yeah.
If you did that purchase as of today, which is 10th of November, and 1 lakh, 1 UP will get debited, will get into the cashback mechanism. 9 will stay in the pipeline. 15th of November, another one gets into the cashback system.
So how much is the cashback then? I'm sorry, I'm asking.
Worth of UPV, you mean?
Yeah.
The UPV has no. Each UPV, you get 1 UPV on a spend of 10,000.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So we are not keen about how much the UPV earns us. We are keen about how much ever you are spending. Let it be in the multiple of 10,000.
Yeah.
Why 10,000? Because only when you spend 10,000, when you spend a total of 10,000, you get 1 UPV.
Yeah.
When you get 1 UPV, that UPV goes into the cashback mechanism. So for each UPV that gets into the cashback mechanism, I get 10,000 rupees coming back sometime in the future, which is spread across 3 installments of 500, 1,000, and 8,500.
Oh, is it like that?
That is what I just said a little while back.
Well, see, you have to speak in a very simplified language with the.
Since we have so many people on the call, Vishal, I'm not going to call you out, but yes, I agree.
I'll make it more simple. Understand this then.
Sharath, hi, Anup here.
Yes, Anup. Yes, Anup.
Just a quick thing, I did understand that it's a physical card and then there's a limit of 2 lakhs on that, right?
Yes.
And then just continuing on what you said, that you want to pay the daughter's fees, which is like 3 lakhs, right?
That's correct.
How do you pay for 3 lakhs if your limit is 2 lakhs?
So here's the thing, Anup, there's a smarter way of how to use cards. One is the restricted way, and one is the only TD way, right? One is the Jugaad way, which we will talk about just a minute. Okay? I'll tell you what to do in just a bit. So I said 2 lakh is the limit only per month per card. Correct?
Okay.
If your school fees is due in the month of December, why will you transfer the fee only in December? The money is anyway sitting in your bank account. The only disadvantage here you have is if I'm asking you to do the transfer 1 month or 2 months prior to match that limitation, Yeah. For that 1 month or 2 months, for that much amount of money, you don't earn interest.
To be very honest, Sharath, I'm a very simple person. This is like hitting sixes over my head.
Nobody's simple. We all like things to be simple. Let's put it that way.
Everything is a bouncer for me. So,
So Anup, that's exactly that's why I started the conversation that way, right? We can either choose convenience and simplicity, or we can either choose to be hyper optimized with our expenses. Even before I say that, okay, this can be done, I've shared with you all what is it that I've done for my cards. Now, how long back did I do this? 7 years ago. Like Harish was saying, I think Harish mentioned, what is the worth of my time? It's one time, no? It's a one-time exercise, and every single month I'm getting a cashback. Now the additional effort I have to see is I have to look at the credit cards and see the loyalty points that is changed.
Sharath, just one more question, one more clarification. So card is sorted, I understood it. And it's a RuPay card, so it is safe. It's like a normal debit card or credit card with my money inside it. Now, if I'm shopping on Myntra, let's say my wife is shopping on Myntra, we go to Global Garner.
Vishal, I know where this question is coming. I'll make this very simple. How do we know when to use the card and when to use the vouchers? Very simple. You will load, one second, Vishal, I know where this is going. For any vendor that you're looking at purchasing or making an expense at, if they are listed on the Global Garner app, buy their vouchers.
Okay.
If they are not listed on the app, please go ahead and use the card.
Okay. So just got it. Just a quick question. So for let's say Myntra is available on the Global Garner.
That's right.
So put the money into Global Garner, and the money is sitting with them right now. Let's say 50,000 is sitting with them. Whenever we want to shop Myntra, we go ahead, buy the voucher, go through their website to the Myntra shopping site, pay through the voucher, and then the cashback or UPV, whatever comes out to the play.
That's all. That's all it is. Yes.
Thank you.
I got introduced to the application in the year 2021 from Vinish. Okay. The app, like a few of us have already mentioned, it was very basic. It was not user friendly. At least for folks like us who need everything to be done instantly, it was not helping at all. Okay. And more so, the rapid FIFO cashback mechanism and the prepaid card is something that is very recently introduced. It was not introduced before.
Okay.
Therefore, I'm not sure if you saw that. I showed my cashback earnings for that very limited time of 8 months that I did at 8,000 rupees. I'm not talking loyalty points. I'm talking about cashback. So if I transfer that money to my bank account, it will attract a 30% tax because Big Brother has to make money first. Yeah. If you're not filing your returns and you're not showing your cashback as earnings, after 5 years, the government will send you a notice. All loyalty points cashback is liable to be taxed.
Oh my God. This is additional tax.
Big Brother, like you've heard me say, white collar mafias. Okay, so now.
Maybe I'll put this way, as this is the recent, is keep improvising any platform. Now, as you said, for example, minimum spend of 2 lakhs and which you get at 20 points. At least take the first 2 lakhs consideration. What would be the expected time to really get the 100%?
That is where Vinish will share his screen.
Okay.
See, what is important is velocity. How many ever UPVs get generated in the system that quickly? It will come in. The entire mechanism.
It looks like it is a formula based on chain reaction.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
And a lot of people don't avail that. Who avails, they will get first kind of approach.
No, there is no availing. It is getting automatically done. You automatically qualify. You don't have to go like your credit cards. Now, let's say you've done a spend of 5 lakh rupees. You qualified for a Marriott holiday voucher. How do you get that? It automatically doesn't come to your home posted, right? You'll have to go onto the credit card portal. Then you'll have to go about redeeming those points, claim for the vouchers. Vouchers get credited either to your email or comes delivered to your post. All of that different circus. Here, none of that is happening. You automatically qualify into the reward mechanism.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Got this very quickly. Let me see if I'm missing out anything. Just a second, please. Okay, we've done this. Okay, the presentation visible to everybody? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Okay. So we've covered this cashback mechanism. I've told you about the petrol. Very simple. The petrol card. It's a one-time application that you have to do for 299 rupees. The card is accepted across all petrol bunks in India. The maximum redemption of the points that you can do is for 10%. I'm not going to get into the specifics of this. This is going to require a little bit of extra explanation. We'll talk about this when we are getting on our call one-to-one. Okay. So in other words, the entire 6% convenience fee can be converted to your petrol expenses. All right. Now, folks, I'm going to begin sharing my screen in terms of how to make your 2 UPVs per month. This is what I have done. And unlike just giving yarn, I will show you what I have done. I can't do this for you all because these are your expenses. If you've done your income and expenses statement as per our engagement, this will become very easy. So now I'm going to share my screen to... Okay, all of you are able to see my screen. There is a spreadsheet that is showing up.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, now as you can see here, folks, this is my expenses. As you all already know, I run a business and I have my individual expenses as well. So what have I done? I've broken down all my different expense headers here. Okay, I've broken this down to personal and business. Now let's say if I'm talking only personal, see, I can show a lot of my personal expenses as business expense as well. And this is as per the tax code. I'm allowed to do this, right? So for now, let me take only business personal expenses. And as you can see here, these are all my different headers. I have a rough spend of 2,05,000 rupees per month. Now you will say, Sharath, you're not paying maintenance per month. You're not paying school fees per month. What have I done? All my expenses I've equated, I've brought it down to a monthly basis. How do we do that? Go to your income and expenses sheet that we've created, and then basis the numbers and frequency that your expenses are, it will give you a monthly number. Okay, so I've already put this over here, and here I'm telling how will this be paid. It will either be paid by cash or GG card. Cash is basically money that will go out from my account or from my GG card. If all of you all are thinking the way I'm thinking, you will have a creative idea here, because I said 1 debit card, 2 UPVs per month. Next spend, you will have to wait for the next 2 months, next month to get the next 2 UPVs. Can someone think of a more smarter way of working, doing a worker on this?
Husband, wife, 2 cards.
Sorry?
Have 2 cards.
Husband, wife, 2 cards.
But if you have 2 cards, then you'll have to make 40,000 rupees spent per month, no?
Yeah, you already have 2 lakh per month, right?
Remember, it is 2 lakh rupees per month, but not per month every month. Some months it is 4 lakhs. Some months it is just 20,000. My school fees, my apartment maintenance is not something that I can go about paying on a monthly basis. So what I need to do, I have to see what is my monthly expenses and how much of these monthly expenses can be claimed from the card. If my spend is going beyond 40,000 or beyond 20,000 rupees per month, that's when I apply another card in my wife's name or spouse's name. Some of you can be even more smarter. If you have your parents and the parents also staying and you're funding their expenses, get another card provided you can do 60,000 rupees per month. This way, instead of 2 UPVs going per month, you will get 6 UPVs coming in per month, because the system looks at different UPVs coming in from different registered users.
So Sharath, the card maximum limit is 2 lakhs, but we need to only spend 40,000
per month. Yes.
Okay, got it.
If you have 2 cards per month, sorry, if you've got 2 cards that you want to generate cashbacks on.
Hold on. So if
it
I have
is 20,000 per month. 20,000 per month for 2 UPVs, 1 UPV in the first of the month and second UPV on the after 15th of the month.
That's right. That's right.
So if you spend 20,000 on 28th of the month, then still you get 2 UPVs?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But the UPV will be tagged later on. It will not be tagged the same day, right? It will be 1 in 15
will be
days.
Tagged on that month itself. It will begin, your quota will start from that month itself.
No, so if we are doing the transaction on 28th of the month, so 1 UPV get taxed on the first of the day of.
How much is your limit per month, Mayur? 2 UPVs.
2 lakhs. Yeah, 2 UPVs.
How many number of UPVs restriction I have? 2 UPVs.
2 UPVs.
I'm doing the transfer on this month.
Yeah.
Have I got any tags done yet? No. So I will get complete 2 UPVs restriction taken off. So I get 2 UPVs tagged. The other UPVs, if I did a 1 lakh spend, will come in the following month and get in the queue.
And what you're saying is that 20,000 will get a cash back in subsequent months in 3 tranches.
In tranches of 5%, 10%, and 85%.
85%.
Yes.
Yeah.
In future.
Let's say in a span of 5 years. Vinish, if you're on this call, please can you...
I hear a lot of concerns and confusion among them regarding the cashback. So what I suggest is that you leave that topic to me. I will address point by point and clarify how the cashback works and how are they going to be eligible. I would recommend to restrict your time schedule. You continue with the rest of the program.
We're pretty much done. We're pretty much done, Manish, because that's the end thing in terms of how the roadmap was how to go about getting 2 UPVs per month. So if we went about doing we know how much of expenses we are going to have. That will tell us how to go about making sure that we do these UPVs on an ongoing basis.
So now, what is probably pending from your?
No, I would want you to show how many UPVs you've earned. I mean, your cashback, because you've earned on 3 of your...
I've already sent you the screenshot. I'm not able to log in here. I've sent you the screenshot. You can just share the screenshot on your phone itself.
Okay, give me a second. You've sent it on WhatsApp, I'm assuming?
Yeah, on WhatsApp.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Vinish's UPVs. As you can see.
The other one, there is another.
This is the number of registered users
on the platform
that GG has got.
And how many, what the cashback we have given, all this data is there.
Right. So far, 5,54,000 users are there on the system. This is the amount of cashback that is already given, which is about
6 crores.
6 crores. Okay, that's the cashback that is already given. Now, this is Vinish's numbers. If you can see here, Vinish, this is your total cashback earned, which is 55,600.
The total cashback earned is 28 lakhs. I mean, below you can see 29 lakhs in the form of coins, which is converted into cash, 55 lakhs, or 55,000, that you can see. So you are eligible for this cashback. 29 lakhs, what is shown, is what you are eligible for. When the current month, you are already redeemed almost 55,000.
But you've got 100% cashback already, no, Vinish? Can you show that UPV?
You want that slide? Okay.
Yeah, that would be helpful. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are pretty much done with what. Now, I will want to show you all, or rather, I would love to show you all how you all can go about making the 90 lakh earning. But for some of you, like Sharath, you know what, this is too boring. Let's forget about this. And for some of you, will say, Sharath, okay, this is good enough. Let me first get started and then consider. So I'll leave the choice to you guys. For those of you who would like to drop off, you can drop off. For those of you who like to stay on, I'll quickly walk you through in terms of how this 90 lakh number is absolutely possible.
Sharath, the 100% cashback I've just posted you in the WhatsApp. Have a look at it and you can see that. So
if you see this, folks, this is UPV number. Now my UPV, if you remember, was 3,304. Vinish's UPV number is 22. He is one of the, like I said, beta testers who went about using this application and using this cashback mechanism. He's already got 500 rupees credited, another 1,000 rupees already credited, and 8,500 credited. This took less than 4 months' time. So in other words, Vinish has earned 100% of his expenses made in less than 4 months' time. The other way of looking at it is, sorry.
So basically, it's 22 into 6 into 6 into 6. After that, 6 went off. I mean, 4,752. That's when he got the 100% cashback.
Absolutely right.
That's correct.
Okay, so right now, as per the data that Sharath was showing, his number was 3,400.
As per the one that I got mine done, which was 18 days back.
Yeah, got it.
See, you need to understand when the platform grows. So, for example, we have 1 million or 10 million people on the platform. So if all of us consume on the platform for around, say, 20,000 rupees a month, 2 UPVs are generated. So 1 crore people into 2 would generate 2 crore UPV in a month, which gives us 6,66,000 UPVs every day. So it's pretty possible for you to get the queue moved very fast. You don't have to really wait for any. Right now, what are the problems that you're facing? The user app, which you all discussed, which is very lousy. In fact, we're not very intuitive. We use a pretty old technology. Today, it has moved to a newer platform. The UI is much more handy. But however, I wanted to just tell you one more thing. If you put my app today for a grandma test, it will still not pass grandma test if you put my app, because Global Garner app is the only app in the world which helps you to do shopping, which helps you to do business at the same time. Both are put together in one app. So that app looks little complex for you. It is just a matter of getting familiar. If you take Amazon, Swiggy, or them, because it's a one-time use and just forget about it. You have nothing attached. You have no loyalty attached to that app. Here, once you are in Global Garner, you will never go out, because every time you spend, money is coming back to you. So you will always get hooked to it. So Global Garner app has 2 dimensions. One is shopping, the other is earning. So all those people say, yes, this is a good income. What I'm going to make another 90 lakhs, a crore rupees in the next 36 months. How am I going to do that? So the algorithms are well explained here. You have no complexities to understand. They're very simple. Let's say, I'll give an example for all of you to, keep in your mind so that you can refer that example. Let's say we are all staying in an apartment. We are 100 families. Now, apartments take a decision today. Let's all buy all the items from one shop. We have collected all the requirements for every household and placing the order in one shop. And that shop says, if you can give me orders for all the apartments, residents, I can give you 10% discount. Let's say this. Now, all of you have 10,000 rupees monthly expenses. If it's a 10% discount, 1,000 rupees you save, right? Now, for 100 families, into 1,000 is how much? Is almost 1 lakh rupee. Now, association decides. So we got 1 lakh rupee profit in the first month. Let's divide this 1 lakh into 10,000 into 10 families in the sequence, or probably in a 1 to 2. So all the 10 apartments got 100% cash back. Next month, we are again generating the profit. The next month, we are going to give to the next 10 people, 10 apartments. So exactly the algorithm is tuned. You spend your money and forget. You pass. You need not to wait there. There's somebody else spending on the app. So we are generating profit. Out of that, we are accumulating and passing on to you. It is just like insurance model. The insurance, what happens if you stop paying the premium today, all those guys who have actually got the maturity value probably will not be able to get it. So we are able to. So here the rule is simple. Trade can never be stopped. Can anyone stop trade? We can't stop trade. So it is going to happen. Simple. Just use the platform, and the platform doesn't charge you anything more. It's only a matter of getting familiar on using the platform. So once you get familiar, you won't really move out of the platform. You'll get stick to it, and you'll get glued to it, and you'll enjoy the shopping and earning every moment. So over to you, Shakti.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please. Welcome. I'm here to help you.
Basically, this is a tiff between an instant versus a delayed gratification, wherein people are more keen towards instant gratification. Plus, what I see is when we are doing a transaction, we need to pay 6% extra.
Yeah. Can I answer, Mayur?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have...
No. So one second, Avinish. Mayur, you pay 6% extra only on those pens that you don't have those as vendors on the platform.
Correct.
I'll clear
so for my school fees, for my spends which are gonna help me to get the UPVs faster, right? For my school fees, which is like right now I'm paying 1.5 lakh rupees per year, right? So that is a big chunk amount of money, and which I would not want to leave if I'm getting some benefits out of it.
Correct.
So I end up paying 6% extra on this amount. So if suppose I want to explain this to someone, they will say, why do I spend 6% extra for this?
No,
if I want to get...
I'll answer. Sharath, hold. I'll answer this. Okay. Mayur, here, there are 2 types of shoppings. Shopping on the vendors who are listed on the platform. So you don't have to pay any extra because the vendors are paying Global Garner. Got it? Now, there are vendors who are not listed on Global Garner. For example, government services. They don't list. They don't pay any commission to Global Garner. You pay your mobile bill, electricity, water charges, government doesn't pay any. The second category is there are a lot many vendors who are not come on the Global Garner platform yet. So how do we shop with them? I wanted to go to local Kamath restaurant and have some dosa. I wanted to really get cash back. How do you do it? Kamath is not listed on my platform. So what I have is I have a prepaid card where I can load money. When I load money, 6% extra I'm loading as convenience fee. So which convenience fee goes to Global Garner? It is as good as Kamath has paid him. Instead of Kamath paying, we have paid. That's all. So I think you understood that, right? So when Global Garner received the cash in hand, that is 6% commission, it is as good as received from the vendor. Global Garner allocate this fund to the cashback program. So from there, your cashback start working. Now for you, there is a small incremental pay. You have paid 6% extra. Now all the vendors, new vendors who are accepting Global Garner prepaid card have started displaying boards in the shop. If you're paying through Global Garner prepaid card, we will pay you 5%, 6% discount instantly. So it means whatever you extra paid is being discounted by that guy. He is accepting the card. So instead of listing vendors on the platform, we found an easy way to enter into all the shops is to tell the shops there would be people coming with Global Garner prepaid card. If you can offer them a discount, they will come. They will continue to be with you. They will have more loyalty with you because they will come to you. Now, assume it doesn't happen. Let's say the worst scenario, 6% you are paid extra. Now, I pay 6% extra. You take a calculator and just do it. Today, let's say this is November 1st, you paid 600 rupees extra while loading 10,000 rupees. Now, this 10,000 rupees, you are getting it back as cash back over 1 year. Let's take 1 year. 600 rupees you pay today. Now, you put 600 rupees in the bank. Will the 600 rupees grow to 10,000 rupees in 1 year? It can never ever. So it is still a win-win, much, much better proposition, even if you have a 6% extra to earn your 100% cash back. And Global Garner is paying you that 6% back in the form of petrol credits as of today. And if you say, no, I don't use petrol, I don't use fuel, you can still go ahead reserving those petrol credits. In the future, we will be actually bringing out more redeemable options like buying gold, buying products. This is all something which we are going to do it over a period of time. Right now, we are not doing it, but we are actually working on the economics of it and various brands, what we can associate with that. So bottom line is, in any case, shop with Global Garner, use the app extensively the way you can. You will always enjoy money back in the product. And we are a vendor agnostic platform. So we don't actually influence your buying behavior in any case, in any product or any manner. But you go to any other brand, they influence your buying behavior by giving you discounts or whatever the case may be. And the credits what you earn in a particular brand, you can actually redeem it in any brand. We are the only one which allows a cross-platform, cross-border vendor redemption of points, whatever you earn. If you earn in Peter, England, you can go and redeem it in Big Basket. You can do it in Tata. You can do it in Titan. You can do it anywhere. No technology in the world offers you this kind of broad spectrum application of your reward points. So Global Garner has actually moved to a very different space. And I have to thank Sharath for getting all our old colleagues back here for this discussion.
Just a quick question, sorry, I may be, I'm just going back. Just a quick question. So if I am on, I'm on Global Garner and I'm just trying to catch on what you're saying, that those vendors who are listed on Global Garner, and then there are vendors who are not listed on the Global Garner.
Right.
Vendors who are not listed on the Global Garner, you have a prepaid card, you top it up, and then you do the transaction with a 6% charge, commission XYZ. So for those vendors who are listed on Global Garner, we don't need to have this card requirement. We can directly pay through the various channels, right?
Exactly. You can just log into the app and do your transaction.
Okay.
No, Sharath, I have a point here. You mentioned about medical. Do you know this is going to be a game changer for all of you? Reason today, for example, you visit a hospital and you have something, a cashless transaction or, with cash, you settle your bills there. You settle it with Global Garner prepaid card. You earn 100% cash back on that settlement, what you have done. And you can also claim your insurance. So you have a double-edged win there if you use Global Garner card for all your medical expenses.
Right.
By the way, this is only in case that instance happened. Let's not get admitted because we have to get a double earnings. I'm sure we don't want to. This is just a smarter way of your expense. It's important because recorded line, I it very explicitly mentioned out there. Okay, one second. KK, 1 second. I've got to be patient with the people who have been. So, Varun, you've raised your hand. Why don't you go about asking the question?
See, I understand the scheme. I understand how it works. Things look good, but just curious, how does the business model work for Global Garner? How do they even make money out of this?
So, Varun, we have gone at length at this discussion. I will go about sharing a 40-minute video of the from the Global Garner's company itself on their YouTube channel. I'll share the link after our call. Listen to that. After that, you have questions, I will reach, because when we had this discussion last time around, like I said, 4.5 hours went in 2 separate sessions. I don't think that is worth of anybody's time. Let us ask specific questions, and for those of us who want specific model. Now, I also have to show you in terms of what's the advantage. Why are we putting in all of this? Is it worth the time? If you think earning 100% revenue or 100% cashback is value add, do you think other people also would probably, out of 100 other folks that we know, will they also consider the similar kind of mechanism?
Yes. Yeah, obviously.
Let's say not 100, let's say even 10. What is my reason for doing this? First of all, for some of you who are business owners, I've already gone about sharing the black credit card from HDFC, where you can go about filing your taxes through the credit card for business owners only, right? And all the advantages that come along with it. So my point is, any way when I'm able to save and make, I will share that with you all. What is the intrinsic benefit in terms of one of the models where Global Garner makes the money in terms of zero acquisition cost? It's that they get users able to share this with other users, other people. For example, now I've gone about taking my link. For all of you, you'll go into your account settings, you will have your own links. You can share that link with, let's say, 100 people. 100 people of them go about earning UPVs. As a user, my instant benefit is I get 10% cash back on the cashback generated by the person whom I've referred to. For example, Vinish referred Global Garner to me. I got a cashback of 10,000. Or I got a cashback, my first cashback of 500 rupees. What will Vinish get? 10% of my 500, which is 50 bucks. Am I being is it irritating me, or is it making me upset that Vinish is earning? Absolutely not. Because I'm not concerned about how much Vinish is working and for how much as long as I manage and I'm able to save my money, great. For that, he went about putting in the time. He's gone about putting 4 or 5 hours. If you all have asked so many questions, you can possibly imagine how many questions I have asked, right? And the number of hours that has gone behind. What he's making is for him. Now, whether you want to refer, don't want to refer, it's all up to you. But let's talk if you're doing a 5-year plan, a 5-year game, right? You've referred this to 100 users. 100 users, or rather, let's take 300 users. 300 users eventually will earn 10,000 cashback. Yes, no, maybe, folks. Eventually, they will earn 10,000 for every UPV that they earn, right? For their 10,000, I will get a 1,000. 1,000 times 30. Sorry, 1,000 times 300 times 12. Do the math. We'll stop it at that. We also have to talk about how the UPOSs are going to be earning. If you're actually, for every one UPV that the UPOS generates, whether you do it for yourself or you do it for others, you get 15 rupees per UPV. On top of that, for loading the card from my UPOS, I make 0.5%, which means now I'm getting another 0.5% earnings. Do the math. We'll stop it at that. Are there any questions right now?
Yeah, I have a question, Sharad. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's basically the card, whatever you're talking about. Typically, you're doing a school fees payment and all. Credit cards has their own surcharge. This card, I don't know in which category it falls. Is it like an equivalent of a debit card, where normally they don't have charges?
There are 2 kinds of charges, right, Funny? One, the payment gateway that it will charge, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And one, the vendor charging. In this case, if the school has gone about using a Razorpay, and they've gone about saying you can go about making the payment through Razorpay's payment gateway, Razorpay will go about charging. It is up to the school to see whether they want to go about offsetting the charge or not. Now, as far as in the similar mechanism, your debit card with Global Garner, if you go about, you've already gone about paying the 6% convenience fee.
Yeah,
on
that
top
is
of this,
clear.
if on top of this, if the school charges you another convenience, then you have to pay for it, which you would either anyways pay.
Yeah, even if you pay with it's, yeah. I mean, normally I'm saying at least this the school where I pay it, it's like for debit card they don't charge anything, but if it is a credit card there are charges. So
So then if you use the Global Garner's card, in this case, there will be no charges.
Okay, so it will be equivalent of a debit card, right?
That is right. That is correct.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. In what category this card falls in? Because you preload, that is clear. But in what category is what I'm not clear. Yeah.
It's a debit card. For all practical purposes, it's a debit card and it's got a limit of how much ever money you load the card for.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Sure.
KK, please go ahead with the question.
My question is, if I am spending in a one bulk 2,40,000 through the card, then
You
I
can't
have
do 2,40,000, you will do 2 lakhs,
2 lakhs
max.
maybe over, you said 2 lakhs per
In a
month,
month.
right? But
In a month.
within 2 months, I finished 2,40,000. That means as one UPOS user, I am done for the year, right?
Don't even talk in terms of UPOS user. As a user, as a user, your commitment for the next 1 year is taken care of.
So there is no point in spending more than that.
If you spend, see, don't spend because you want to get cash back.
No, but there is going to be
Whatever
expense. There is going to be expense beyond that. So
yeah. So now then you can consider doing the My Circle, or you stick back to the FIFO itself. We will talk more about this excess expenses on our one-to-one call. But I'm saying the minimum requirement is this. See, KK, look at what Global Garner has done. Remember when we were not getting motivated to go about spending. So by user habit, what ended up happening, we were comfortable doing with whatever spend. Now this is the only cashback, their only cashback mechanism that they're enforcing that you do a minimum 20,000 spend. Now, when you spend, just like everybody else, there will be those numbers ticking in, right? That's all is required because Global Garner doesn't make money only on users coming on board. They make money when there's purchases being happening.
Correct.
Because they make, if you remember that number, they make a minuscule 0.5% of the entire value that is being traded on the platform. Mutual fund houses and all the stockbroking houses or PMS platforms, they make 2% or 1.5% on the funds that they manage. These guys, even though there is a 6% charge, what they make in their pockets is 0.5% of the entire value that is traded. So to compulsory make transactions happen on the platform, there is a restriction of 20,000 rupees.
Okay. The second question is, if I have 3 more members in my family, how can I bring their cards under my umbrella for expenses they are making?
Sharath referred you. Now when you go to your app, there is an account section.
Okay.
Right? You will have your link. You share your link with the other people. So they've got individual users now. They are tagged to you automatically because once they register, your link goes. Don't send my link to anybody. You send your link to your circle of influence.
Okay.
Once that has happened, then they will download the app on their phone and then they will download a card in their names.
Okay. And my last question is, assuming I have purchases on the card, almost meeting my UPV requirements, and I also have purchases through vouchers which also qualify. So how does this capping factor then come?
For the cashback mechanism, whether the money comes in from your account, from the card or from the vouchers makes no difference. They are only concerned with the UPVs. More spendings that you do, more will be the UPVs getting tracked in the pipeline.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
All right. Monica, you seem to have a question. Please unmute your line and turn on your video and ask the question.
So first of all, thank you, Sharath. Thank you, Vinny, for introducing me. This is my first ever introduction to Global Garner. I would not say I've lost 3 years. I would look ahead and say that, I'm thrilled to be introduced to this platform and I would want to use it extensively because it looks exciting. I love the numbers which were mentioned, but I would like to, see it to believe it. So please help me set up my account. Pass on any information, any tutorial, Sharat, 40 minutes in video.
Let me
so
make it
that,
easy for. Sorry, I think there's a lag. I think it's just my line. Sorry, Monica, I don't mean to cut you. Just the fact that we shot way over our time. Here's the thing. For everybody who is keen on starting, please reply to that message that I've sent to you all on your DMs saying that Sharat interested. Please tell me next steps. Next steps has to begin with you downloading the app. If you don't download the app, I will not be able to help you. And it doesn't make any sense for me to start having this conversation with you unless you navigate through the platform, take a look at how these different models and ask a few questions so that I'm not just helping you and, get onto the app and then start phase 2 and phase 3. For all of us who want to start using this effectively, download the app, drop me a message saying, Sharat, let's get on a call. And whatever, as much as possible, I will try this not to be dependent on me. I will share with you PPTs, I will share with you video links so you can get better understanding. And finally, when you would like to optimize this even further, that's when we will get on a 15-20 minute call. Is that okay with everybody?
Sure. Like I said, the intent shared that I want to be on the call. I've already downloaded the app. It's asking for a referral code. Yes, I would like to know how to.
It should not ask you. Did you download the app from my link?
Yeah, it's asking for a referral code. If it is,
there's no way.
Okay.
All right, Mother, you seem to have a question. Please unmute your line and ask the question.
Yes. Thank you, Sharat. I think so. Most of the use cases that I saw for monthly expenses, I think so they make for most of our use cases. I think so. I'm going to extensively use this app.
I'm sure.
Questions. This as you said, this would be just like a debit card, and normally the cards are associated either with a Visa or a MasterCard network. So what network would they be on? And
RuPay.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Third RuPay mentioned. Okay, all right. And second is would it be the card, would it be a virtual card or would it be a physical card that will be
When
sent?
you apply for the card for the first time, it will be in the virtual form till the time the card gets delivered to your home address.
All right.
Even when it's in the virtual form, you can still go about using the voucher and all of those. But once the card comes in, for all practical purposes, use the physical card and not the virtual card. We'll talk more about that.
Okay, and when I will share the link with say with Vikas and my son, so they will also, and when they register for this, will they also receive?
No, Madhu, don't do that just as yet. Don't do that just as yet. First, get yourself comfortable, because as exciting as it sounds, we will hit a couple of roadblocks, and I don't want you to be frustrated after that, because like I said, I have all my families who are so busy that they don't have time to transfer money from their savings account to their FDs. Okay, now that we've got the pun intended intention there, please download this only on your phones for now. Once you get comfortable, then let's start moving to step 2. The month has just got started.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. Vinesh, can you please, 1 second, sorry. Vinesh, can you please share okay, you know what? I will only do this. The apartment thing, let me pull that out. For all of you who are already UPOS owners or choosing to be UPOS owners, here's something that Vinesh has come up with. Okay, this is very exciting. Let me begin sharing my screen. 1 minute, please. Vinesh, by the way, is an aeronautical engineer. He's got a couple of other businesses, and the man only looks at possibilities, and there is every roadblock, there should be a possibility and an easier way to do things. So this is something that Vinesh has come about with. He mentioned about the apartment association members coming in. So for those of you who are UPOS owners and you are already staying in an apartment complex, here's a proposition that we are sharing with the apartment. Okay. If they have number of flats at 86, miles spent of just 10,000 rupees per month, the total income for the apartment is here, 12,38,000 rupees for the year. Obviously, there is a little bit of terms and conditions, or rather there is a little bit of prerequisites that we need to do. What the easiest way to make this happen, right, is give us an introduction to your apartment association. And they should be serious in terms of having to get to that appointment. We don't want these guys to say, I'm sorry, I'm not available today. I mean, similar kind of introductions, what y'all are doing with me for financial planning. These people need to be interested. I will share material. Like, for example, this is the calculation that's going here. Other than that, there is a write-up over here that talks in terms of reduce your maintenance charges of your apartment. So for all of the, now if I am willing to pay my apartment charge from my debit card or my Global Garner card, and we do this for all the other folks, the UPOS that is there in the apartment association's name, they will go about earning that many UPVs or that much of earnings for the UPVs and the commissions earning from the UPOS. In other words, your expenses for the apartment also can end up becoming earnings for the association. So while you're introducing, we'll need those three people, the chairman or the president, the treasurer, and the secretary. Mayur, I know you're already smiling. We'll talk about that later. All good so far, folks? So this is one of the other things that we can go about doing with your UPOS. For those of you who want to know how much our UPOS cost, it's an extra 1 lakh rupees. For previously 2 years back, it was at 58,000 plus GST at 18. Today, it is at 1 lakh plus GST. Is that correct, Vinish?
True. 90,000 plus GST, 18% GST.
Okay, so that's your numbers. Does it make financial sense to own a UPOS? With everything that I've just shared right now, if you are astute with our numbers, I'm sure you will see the possibilities. But I'll leave that to you all. We can have a personal discussion over DM. Now, any other questions at all?
Praveen here.
Unmute your line and turn on your video, Praveen.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's begin.
So the UPOS, what I have, can I lease that UPOS to others and make money out of it?
100%. You can lease, rent. We mentioned that, right? That was already mentioned in the group.
So like, no, I'm telling like the steps which needs to be done, how it needs to be done, right? So will you be sharing details on how that can be accomplished?
100%. 100%.
And also,
Vinish is reaching out to colleges in Kerala and he's looking at hiring 1,600 students to go about helping all of the network that he's got, because he's got roughly about 4,000 UPOSs under him.
okay.
And each of them are having the same problem because they're not generating that many UPVs. So he's creating a internship program where these kids are going to come online. They're going to go about making all these transactions on behalf of the users. And obviously, there'll be an earning for the person who's generating those users and for the leasing and so on and so forth. That's a program. We'll conduct a separate webinar for it. But given all of this, Praveen, I don't see a reason why you should not be doing it actively and why you should be leasing, given the earnings possibility that we're talking about. But again, that's a choice that you have. We will talk more about it when we conduct the session for it.
Yeah, and also regarding the card, it's a RuPay card. So can I do UPI payments using that card, or?
If that particular merchant, if that vendor allows for making payments on cards, absolutely, why not?
And this should be a minimum transaction.
Praveen?
Yes.
Okay. That's a good question. Global Garner has a fintech division. Okay. So we'll be actually a full-fledged fintech company with a lot many banking licenses. And we're also going to have GG wallet coming up in the future. It's not right now. So John put me on record and I'm just giving you something what we are going to do evolve over a period of time. Now, you have a prepaid card. This card can be linked to PhonePe right now. Google Pay linking not yet completed. It might take some time. I don't know, there are some technical glitches or banking side or whatever. So PhonePe you can link. So once you link, when you open the PhonePe and make a payment, it will read the QR and it will ask you want to debit from your card or from the bank account, which is linked. Okay. But in India, predominantly RuPay card has something called MDR. I think you're all familiar with MDR, merchant discount rate. Okay. So if you pay 1,000 rupees to a merchant, 1,000 will receive only 98 rupees 75 paisa. 1 rupee 25 paisa is taken as a discounting for the MDR rate. So rupiah, it is little higher because rupiah has not yet penetrated extensively. Over a period of time, rupiah is going to be the mode when compared to any other, because it's more of RBI, what you call, put a lot of push to this particular mode. So what will happen is, in the future, rupiah also will become zero MTR. Eventually, it will take some time. So currently there is an MTR, so some people are restricting accepting rupiah cards. But all big brands, cool, no problem, they take it because they don't mind that losing that 1% or 1.5. They're looking at the volume. So you can link your card to PhonePe right now.
Okay, and the transaction value should be minimum 10,000, is it? Or to get the UPV?
You can load even 500 rupees into a prepaid card.
Okay, so like you have to do multiples of that to reach 10,000 to generate the UPV.
Correct. UPV is always calculated on a cumulative expense. Now, here one important thing I think all of you must remember. When you load money into your prepaid card, your cashback starts. You don't have to wait for spending. You can spend after 1 year or 2 years, doesn't matter. The moment you load money, your UPVs are generated, and UPVs which are to go this month for tagging, it will go. Rest all will be parked. It's called a parking UPV. You can see in the app itself, this many UPVs are parked. And in the app, there is also one more feature called history. So you can go to the history and take out which UPV went where, what date. All this data is available in the dashboard. You can have access to it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, any more questions? Okay then, so let's call it a day. Thank you very much for being a part of this call. For those of you who are looking at the next steps, drop me a DM. I've just been through, like you all know, exactly like you all, it's been a 2-hour call. I will take time out for lunch. I will respond to your messages no later than tomorrow EOD. Allow me.
I just wanted to inform one point. UPOS allocation is going to be highly restricted now. So anybody applying to the UPOS has to mandatorily undergo certain criteria laid down by Global Garner. So it is there in the web itself. Earlier, we never had this kind of filtration. From now on, it's extensively filtered. Not only will get, and anybody who is having a UPOS can certainly be a millionaire in the few years' time, no doubt about it. That's how it is.
Okay. Done. So, folks, if you all have specific questions, please jot them down. And you all already know the time is very restricted, and therefore, when we are having this call, come prepared for it as against, okay, let's have a call and then build a conversation. I do not want to give anything more than 15-20 minutes for this discussion, because on this call we have 50 folks, and then we will end up having at least another 50 odd folks after they complete the listening to the recording. So please come well prepared after watching the videos, after understanding, ask specific questions as against questions that are already there. All right. I'm hoping I get that support and that understanding from you all. And we'll talk to you guys very soon. All right. Excellent. Have a lovely one, guys. Enjoy your Sunday.